Some women don't linger. They vanish, not with a storm, but with the quiet of a fading star, leaving only echoes in the hearts of those who thought they knew them. She was such a woman, her presence a fleeting shadow that danced across his world, then slipped away without a word. Her silence wasn't cruelty. It was a revelation, a mirror held up to his unconscious desires. Carl Jung would say she was the anima, the feminine archetype stirring his soul, exposing the shadows he refused to see. In her disappearance, she became eternal, a mystery he chased but could never hold. She moved through life like a river carving stone, her stillness a force, her gaze heavy with unspoken truths. To him, she was a projection of his inner world, the anima that embodied both his longing and his fear of the unknown. Jung would point to his shadow, the unacknowledged fragments of his ego, the insecurities he masked with control, as the source of his fascination. She didn't seek to captivate. She simply was, her emotional self-worth a quiet fire that burned without need for his validation. Yet her presence alone unraveled him, stirring a hunger he couldn't name. The first turning point came when she stopped explaining. He expected her to lay bare her heart, to offer words that would ease his need to understand her. But she offered only silence, a boundary drawn with the precision of someone who had faced her own darkness. Trauma psychology teaches that those who have walked through pain learn to guard their inner world, to protect their energy from those who demand too much. Her refusal to justify herself wasn't rejection. It was the stoic act of amor fati, embracing her truth without apology. Her silence became a canvas for his projections, a mirror to his unhealed wounds. His unease grew in her quiet. He sent messages into the void, each one a plea for her to return, to fill the space she'd left. Jung would call this the ego struggle, a desperate attempt to cling to the anima as a symbol of wholeness he hadn't yet claimed for himself. Her disappearance wasn't physical at first, it was emotional, a subtle withdrawal that left him grasping. She wasn't punishing him. She was reclaiming herself, stepping into the Jungian path of individuation, where the self integrates light and shadow, becoming whole without external anchors. Her absence became his crucible, forcing him to face the chaos within. Standing in the quiet of your own soul, have you ever felt the pull to justify your existence, to explain your heart to someone who cannot see it? Pause, feel the weight of that urge. Now imagine releasing it, letting your silence speak louder than words. What would happen if you chose yourself, not to wound another, but to honor the woman you are becoming? She did. Her second turning point was her detachment, not as a game, but as a sacred act of sovereignty. She stopped being his mirror, stopped carrying the weight of his projections. The third shift came when she vanished entirely. No farewell, no explanation, just a quiet exit, like a tide retreating from the shore. She wasn't running. She was returning to herself, to the woman who had faced her shadows and emerged unbroken. Stoicism teaches us to release what we cannot control, to find peace in the acceptance of what is. She saw the girl who once sought love through pleasing others, who believed her worth lay in being understood. She held that girl, forgave her, and let her go. Her disappearance wasn't weakness. It was the ultimate act of self-possession, a refusal to be defined by his gaze. His chase began in earnest, not for her body but for the idea of her, the anima he projected onto her. He replayed their moments, searching for the moment she slipped away, not realizing she was never his to hold. Jung would say he was chasing his own shadow, the unclaimed parts of himself, his vulnerability, his need for wholeness reflected in her silence. Her disappearance wasn't a loss. It was a revelation, a call for him to face his own depths. But she didn't stay to guide him. Her power lay in her absence, in the space she left for her own becoming. Poised at the edge of your own story, what if you stopped explaining? What if you let your silence be your strength, your disappearance a declaration of your worth? The world may call you cold, but those who demand your presence fear the power of your absence. She became eternal, not because she sought his heart, but because she honored her own. Her silence wasn't a void. It was a universe, vast and untouchable. The woman who disappears without a word isn't lost, she simply knows her own horizon.